I had to free a bird this week.
Yeah. You always have some weird just
non sequitur.
Yeah.
Why did you have to free the bird?
Explain.
So, for some reason, my
Did you
boyfriend thought it
enslave
was
the bird?
No. My boyfriend thought, oh, there's a freshers event, and it's his first year at uni here in the UK. He was like, people told me it's fun, let's go. I told him, you're gonna hate
Didn't
it.
the Queen?
That was last week.
Uh-huh.
It was on, Wednesday.
Yeah, because my friend is going to St Andrews University, and she went up last Sunday, and her freshers was meant to be over the weekend. There was a freshers event on the Thursday night.
Oh God, yeah, no.
And it got cancelled 2 hours prior to starting.
Understandably.
Right.
So yeah, we were gonna go to the freshers because he was like, "You want to come?" I don't want to go by myself. I was like, "Sure." It was walking distance, like a 20-minute walk. Sure, we can go.
Yeah.
So we walk out of our flat and we have like a stairwell down because we're at the top floor. I mean, top floor. It's like 1, 2, 3, and at the window, because we have the windows that slide up in the stairwell. Yeah. There's just like, I think it's a robin just sitting there. We're like, how the fuck did he get in? And we see like the stairwell below it, like. They open the fucking window and we're like, for fuck's sake, let's try to get the bird out because you don't want it to be stuck inside. Yeah. And it is the most idiotic, stupid ass fucking bird.
Birds in general aren't the smartest.
Because we legit were like, we're gonna send him into shock and he's gonna fucking die. But we want to try to save this fucking bird. So we just try sliding up the window and he just flies away. Understandable. We put something underneath it. We're like, go that way. Refuses to go out and just sits on top of the window part that's like sliding up. So then we're like, okay, great. This idiot fucking bird then gets stuck between the two windows and we're like, we're holding it at this point. So we're like, if we let go, he's gonna get fucking crushed.
Yeah.
So that's fun because it's a very fucking heavy window.
Yeah.
So we're just like sweating our ass off. Oh my God, this idiot fucking bird.
Get out of the fucking frame.
And we just tried to lower as slowly as possible. And then manages to get up, slips back down immediately. We're like, oh, fuck's sake. Like, we have to kind of guide him out with a stick. Like, just kind of scare him a bit so he flies upward. Gets out, then sits in front of our door, scared. We're like, oh God, is he okay? So we open a window again, put something in between, kind of walk away, like, go, there's no people here. Go. Doesn't. Like, oh God. We're just terrified he's having a heart attack, basically. So we just kind of go up, kind of like, go that way. Flies, sits in front of the fucking window, then gets down onto the stairs again.
Oh my God.
And at this point, we're like, he's not okay, because he's just standing still. Yeah. No matter how close we get, he's standing still. We're like, he's having a fucking heart attack. Yeah. So, get some, like, winter gloves, because we're going to have to grab him. Yeah. And just kind of put him outside. Flies away again, and we're like, oh, crap. Then my boyfriend just grabs him. Because he didn't move, didn't resist or anything. And we were like, oh, he's fucking dying. And then we just put him on the windowsill outside. And we're like, please fly away. Just stands there. Like, he's fucking dying. We put some, like, bread next to him, like, please? Please? Nothing. And so we just put some, like, a small cup of water there, like, please just be alive. But at this point, we had to go as well, because we were just meaning to go. And we're like, well, first, we're going to do this. We're like, please, for the love of God, be gone by the time we get back. But be healthy. It was gone.
Good.
We checked the floor below.
Yeah, I was going to say, check it and just...
We couldn't find him anywhere. And, like, some of the bird had been picked up but not eaten, but could have been any other bird. Yeah. So we hope... The bird's okay.
Jesus.
Fucking, all I had to do like over the weekend that's similar is I just had to fight a wasp that had come into my room, and that just involved grabbing a pillow and just trying to force it out of the window. Not nearly as much of a fucking struggle as that.
I had a spider in my room the other night that was so big you could hear it walk across the posters.
Oh no.
Oh, I had something similar actually, like not during that weekend, but like the last week I was at my dad's. This was like 1 a.m. as well when I decided to go up. And it was like a huge fucking spider, like right above my bed. Like, like my head's here, the spider's like up there on the ceiling. I literally just went, nope, went down, grabbed a shoe, bonk.
I had it happen, I think it was a year ago. I was just laying in bed, ready to go sleep, and I just hear like rustling from my nightstand. I'm like, what the actual fuck? So I turn my light, and there's a huge spider just walking over like some wrappers. I'm like, oh my fucking god. I try to kill it, couldn't do it, and it escaped. I'm like, oh shit, now I know it's here, but I can't find it. So you turn the lights on, you're like, I'm not gonna sleep, but
Show
let's
yourself.
try. And then I just had a feeling it was somewhere close, turned the lights on, it was like on the wall behind me.
Oh my god.
And the thing is, I slapped it with something, and it fell down, but I couldn't find it. I found it like 3 weeks later, dead on the ground. God. I was like, if only I had found it then, I would have slept good that night. Because I was horrified.
Well, I occasionally heard the sound of like something walking across the poster, like above my bed. And I kept looking up and I couldn't see what it was. And eventually I flicked on the lamp and I just seen this big spider and I'm like, whatever. Turned the lamp back off and kept watching what I was watching, but then it like had made its way across from the big band poster I've got to the Attack on Titan one, and then in between two of the posters I have like art pieces in frames. And it was so big it tried to walk across the frames and fell onto my bed. And I'm just like, fuck right off.
That's a no.
And I was like out of bed and I'm like looking.
Where the fuck did you go?
Like it's down like the little like chasm between the wall and the bed. And like because of how close my bed is to the wall and like the way the quilt goes down, it's just there. And I'm like, what the fuck can I hit it with? And I'm like finding something to like prod it just to get it to move, because I'm like, I don't care if it's in my room. I just don't want it near me.
Exactly.
And so like I prod it and then it like just runs across my bed and I'm like, fuck off, no, go on the wall or some shit. And eventually I get it onto my floor and I'm like, right,
step.
I'm like, what have I got that I can put it in and then just put it out of the room? And the only thing I had was the shoebox for the Vans that I got recently. And so I'm like, right, okay, take everything out of it, open it up, and I just flap it on top. And then I pick up the box and the spider's just gone. And I'm like, where the fuck did it go? Where did it go?
Yep.
And then I woke up at like 3 a.m. just to find it on the poster above my desk. And I'm like, that's fine, I don't care. Went back to sleep and I'm like, just as long as I know where you are. And then I woke up and it was gone in the morning and I'm like, where is it? It was out in the hallway. And I'm like, that's fine.
Woe to you, O earth and sea, for the devil sends the beast with wrath, because he knows his time is short. Let him who hath understanding reckon the number of the beast, for it is a human number. That number is 666.
FBI, open up!
Hello, internet passersby, and welcome back to Napcast. I'm Roman Notorious, as always, joined by Sean and Melina. It's still spooky month.
It's still the month of spooks.
I feel like we should come up for a name for these episodes, but
Spooky.
The haunted hour.
Spookcast.
Spookcast.
So yeah, I've totally derailed myself already.
It's not even been a minute.
No, you know what an urban legend is, right?
Yeah, it's a legend.
It's
urban.
It's in the urban area of the legends.
It's one of those stories that you've been told for years growing up.
Whether you've heard online or possibly from your own like family members or people you know.
It's one of those things that predates the internet and you usually kind of hear through word of mouth.
Yeah.
Creepypastas tends to be the designation for stuff that's spread online. Yeah.
You can find out about other legends like online.
Yeah.
Which is basically how I learned about mine.
Yeah.
Apart from maybe one that is very like more local to me, but that's not got as much meat compared to the other ones.
Yeah.
But we'll see if I talk about it or not.
I've just realized the weather vibes are with us. It's now raining.
Yeah. For like context, just to give a little bit of that, we're in like a living room. There's like
don't
very
tell her.
no. I don't want to spoil the vibes too much, but we're in like orange lit room. It's dark and it's raining outside.
Yeah, because it's starting to get darker earlier now.
Yeah.
We're passing into autumn because we're totally recording this in October. I swear.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Totally October. We record these the same day they come out. Absolutely. What is editing?
What is scheduling? So yeah, we're going to talk about urban legends. I think I've picked a couple. Sorry, I'm slightly distracted by the sound of the rain. It sounds intense.
That was like a tractor sound for a second.
Yeah, it probably won't show up for you guys in the recording, but it's something we're gonna have to get used to. It's not something we've had to listen to for a while.
Yeah, because up till now we've mainly been recording in summer.
Yeah. I picked a couple of urban legends because I felt like they were all kind of quite short.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. Did you pick?
I have a few like in rotation just in case I need them.
Yeah,
I have one single.
You did say you're kind of maliciously compliant at times.
Is that really the best way to stay up?
Look, I wanted to get more. I've just had a busy week.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Shit, I had them all on like tabs and now they're gone.
So I don't. Who's starting? Am I starting again?
You're always
Should I just
starting.
assume I'm always starting?
Yeah, you're like
You set
the
the
head
tone.
guy.
Yeah. We
We're
established I
we're
don't
just
have.
co-hosts.
Yeah.
No, we established there's no host on that.
There's just 3 people, 2 of which don't want to take control.
Yeah, exactly.
But we share.
Yeah, we
the
share
hosting.
control. We
Sure.
just give it to him first, and
Yeah,
then he can share it
Like,
around if he
we
wants.
share it, but we've given you our control.
Yep. Cool. So, do you guys know the urban legend of the Slipmouth woman?
I do.
I do not.
Oh.
Interesting.
So it's mainly from Japan.
You
It's
fucking weed.
Oh my god! Again.
This is not Anime Lane.
I think I saw this in a horror movie once. I've definitely seen it in live action somewhere, but it's not. So I'm on the Wikipedia page right now. It's not the film that it's referencing here at the top.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it was a Japanese horror movie.
Was the Slipmouth woman? Oh, at some point we had this picture going around on the internet of a woman with what was the name? Like, remember?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think so.
like people were like,
I've-
watched out.
Yeah,
She's
I've-
gonna
Oh
get
shit!
you.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely heard like more
Like there
about
was
like
a
online.
very famous picture, one particular picture of it. Oh god, I don't remember. It was not from this movie. I
It was
think.
in a mirror, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember. That's really.
It's
pouring out.
really
Yeah.
coming down now.
If I'm not, again, we're not sure if you can hear it, but it is like very heavily raining against
Yeah.
that window.
Love the vibes, but I'm also
Oh
thinking
yeah.
I have to go home.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have to
exactly.
go home
That's what I'm
after this.
thinking. I'm glad I brought a jacket.
Yeah. So, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
The Slipmouth woman is a Japanese urban legend and also a bit of folklore because it's kind of been around since like the I think about 1200 years ago or something was the first
Yeah,
time.
it's an old legend.
Yeah. It's basically the legend of a woman who will come up to you with a face mask on, or she'll have her face covered, and she'll ask you if you think she's beautiful. If you say no, she'll kill you with her
Yeah.
long pair of medical scissors.
I'm sorry. I think I just remembered the name. Was it Momo?
Momo.
Ah.
Oh.
I don't
yeah, I
know if
remember
other people
that.
remember, but there was like Momo, this particular picture.
I had that image in my
The
head. I didn't
Momo
realize she
challenge.
was like.
That's
That's
the
it.
one.
Yeah.
Like it's a very either heavily edited picture, or I think it's actually.
I think it's like a model thing.
Yeah. I
think it's
like
a
an art
model,
project.
yeah.
It's an art project, and this picture of this kind of funky looking penguin looking woman.
She's got a bit of a like a pelican.
Yeah.
Not pelican.
Yeah.
Despite what these
like,
look like right
I
now,
think-
those are legs.
Those are
Yeah.
legs. Yeah.
like chicken legs.
Yeah, so I don't. If you don't remember, just look for Momo image, and it's the weird looking girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I can't believe Momo from The Last Airbender turned into
Oh
that.
my god, how times have changed.
I know. Feel old, yeah.
Yeah, so the woman will come up and ask you if she you think she's beautiful, you say no, she'll just kill you right away with her scissors.
Who would if someone walks up to you, am I beautiful? Would you say no?
It's a bit rude.
I mean, it depends.
Yeah.
It depends if they are like proper. Like, no.
If they're being like an arsehole, then no.
What if you say like, I don't know, like I don't know you?
Well, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Your face is covered. I don't have all like the information here.
Yeah. If they say yes, she'll reveal the corners of her mouth are slit from ear to ear in like a Chelsea grin or a Glasgow grin or whatever. And she will then repeat her question. If the individual responds with no, she will kill them again. Again? Not again.
Kill them over
Kill them
and over and
twice.
over.
Like they're just bleeding, and like, now do you think I'm beautiful? Still no. Worth it.
If they say yes, she'll cut their mouth in the same way as hers.
So there's no winning.
Yeah, you can't win.
The methods that can be used to survive an encounter include answering her questions by describing her appearance as average.
Hey, you're alright, I guess.
Or distracting her with money or hard candies.
Can I pay you 100 yen to fuck off?
Like you just like the fucking John Mulaney skit. Eat your wallet, just run.
This was actually brought up by like muggers just to get people to give them their wallets faster.
Yeah. They just do special effects makeup for the slits. Am I beautiful? Take my money,
Yes.
please.
Can I pay you
I love
10,000
that,
yen to fuck
one
off?
of the ways to win is they're you're okay. I wouldn't say you're like beautiful.
I mean,
It's
you're not
far-fetched.
Terrible, but you're not the.
You would
Like,
think
you're
saying
not
she is
horribly-
beautiful is like the way to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's because like, you're lying. It's like, well, you're just asking for compliments at
Yeah.
this point,
Yeah,
girl.
what do you
It's-
want?
So yeah,
Yeah,
not
I've seen better.
not a
like,
lot to. Not a lot. There's a diagram.
Yeah, there's a flowchart.
If you say no, she kills you. If you say yes, she takes off her masks. Asks, "How about now?" If you say no, she cuts you in half.
Ooh.
Question: how half? Like down the middle?
Yeah, is it
like,
like-
through the face middle, or like in the torso middle?
I don't
Vertical or horizontal?
I don't know.
It doesn't specify.
Does
If the person answers no, trying to say even this, even now. And if the person says no or screams in fright, she will kill the person. It just says it's only the chart that mentions
Cutting in half.
Yeah.
cutting in half. Oh, I didn't mean to.
I guess it makes sense because urban legends can like vary
Yeah.
from the person telling them.
Yeah. So yeah, she's often described as like a contemporary yokai, which not as many places translate it as a ghost. This is another thing of like the English language being a little reductive, in that we don't really have a term that can cover what a yokai is. I don't really know how to describe them. They tend to be like, hold on, I'll just bring up the fucking Japanese.
Yeah.
I'll bring up the yokai Wikipedia page. They're a class of supernatural entities and spirits in Japanese folklore. I'm gonna skip. It's now
The
thunder.
kanji.
I'm gonna
we're
skip
having
the
actual thunder.
breakdown of the kanji. Despite often being translated as such, yokai are not literally demons. Yeah, so sometimes they're translated as ghosts and sometimes they're translated as demons.
well, yeah, if you don't have a word for it, is it like a physical spirit maybe? Like
A little bit, yeah. They're described as spirits or entities. Their behavior can range from malevolent or mischievous to benevolent towards humans. Yokai often have animal features such as the kappa, depicted as appearing similar to a turtle, and the tengu, commonly depicted with wings. So, and thankfully now with like translation and stuff, it's getting left intact a lot better,
Good.
a lot more, and I think that just makes sense. It doesn't really fit with the description of the word ghost or demon or spirit or you know any of the words we have. So yeah, that's a little lesson on yokai.
Interesting.
Yeah, so who wants to go next? I think we'll go round, and then depending on how we're feeling after that, we can go round again.
I
Yeah.
feel like I should go last because I only have one.
You only have the
Yes.
one.
Yeah.
roll.
I have a feeling I will be next, and my first monster for your consideration
What
is the
thing?
Flatwoods monster
Ah.
from
Fallout.
West Virginia.
West Virginia, born and raised.
Just go to
Was he on the
Wikipedia page.
playground? Is that where he spent most of his days?
That's West Philadelphia.
Ah.
Yeah. What the? What?
We're
Look
just
at that
looking at the
thing.
picture and it's I don't know how to describe. It's like a leaf in a dress.
It's a boy.
It's a leaf in a dress.
Yeah.
We don't know which
I think
gender.
it honestly
Is this
looks
down
like,
here like a comparison?
yeah, that's like
of-
a height comparison.
I just want to say it looks like someone just took the like pre-available shapes from Photoshop.
Yeah.
And just kind of colored them in.
It really does.
The funny thing though is that this monster has been around for decades as like an urban legend. Though.
Yeah, it seems to have sort of first been mentioned in the 50s here, according to Wikipedia.
So, because I know we said there isn't like much of a storytelling here, but there is a story that goes with this one.
Oh, nice.
So
I've just seen the word meteor here, and I'm now interested.
So on the history page for the Wikipedia stage, it states that on September 12, 1952, two brothers, their names aren't important, really.
Ed and Fred.
Fuck Ed and Fred. I just want to say Fred and Ed is like a chocolate spread company for the Netherlands.
Wow, nice.
I was like, Edward and Fred.
So chocolate and Spread and their friends Tommy said they saw a bright object across the sky and land on the property of a local farmer, G. Bailey Fisher, West Virginia. The boys went to the home of Kathleen May, I'm sure, where they told their story. May accompanied the three boys.
Wait, hold on.
This is going fast.
I'm confused. We've been introduced to them, and suddenly they're telling their story?
Yeah.
Shouldn't we get told their story?
We haven't.
No, I think they didn't go investigate because it was on a property by a farmer. Farmers have guns.
Okay.
So they're like, let's tell Kathleen May.
It could also be that like the top paragraph said the story, like basically what they
Oh
saw.
wait, no, because they've seen the bright object across the sky, so they're going to get someone else to join them.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. It's the top of the hill where Nully said they saw a pulsing red light. Lemon. What kind of name is Lemon? Said he aimed a flashlight at the direction and momentarily saw a tall, man-like figure with a round red face surrounded by a pointed hood-like shape, which is supposed
I'm really
Have you
distracted
heard-
by the thunder.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's amazing that happened when we recorded
Yeah.
Which obviously this is supposed to be what the picture is basically supposed to look like.
Okay.
You can debate on whether it is, but
Like, right? To me, round red face. It doesn't say it's bigger than human.
Yeah.
I feel like you would mention like it's a tall, man-like figure.
well,
it does
descriptions
say
vary.
saw a
and-
tall.
Oh, description's fair. Okay. Good.
and
For
the-
some reason, the tall is not within the quote.
yeah,
It's tall,
yeah.
but you know.
In an article for Fate magazine based on his tape-recorded interviews, UFO writer, which I feel like is just the best source.
I feel like I've read this story somewhere before.
You probably have it. It's a widely known story at this point. I
It's
feel.
starting to sound familiar.
Yeah. Gray Barker described the figure as approximately 10 feet tall, or 3 meters if you're using that damn metric
Was
system.
he there?
I don't think he was.
No.
Let's say he was.
Why is he the authority on this?
10 feet tall with a round, blood red face. Oh god, it's Sonic again. A large pointed hood-like shape around the face, eye-like shapes which emitted greenish orange light, also known as fucking eyes,
Yeah.
and a dark black or green body.
Could be dark black.
Could be
I mean,
green,
you
fucking
can't
know.
darken black
Yeah.
As opposed to light black.
as opposed to
Yeah.
light black,
Which is also
which is-
known as grey.
I mean, it could have been, or it could have been green. Totally
Could be
unrelated
green.
color.
Could be green, yeah.
The green, yeah. Who knows? We'll never know. Because it's not real.
Or will we?
May described the figure as having small claw-like hands and clothing-like folds.
Is it large? Is it small?
Well, I think the hands are supposed to be small. Is what
Just
it's-
a massive 10-foot thing and like tiny little.
Yeah, tiny little
Take
hands.
my
T-Rex.
strong hand.
It's a
Little-
T-Rex, basically.
Little Trump hands. And a head that resembled the Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades.
No.
No, that's a leaf. That's a fucking leaf.
That's a leaf. According to the story, when the figure made a hissing sound and is it glided towards the group. Ooh. I'm a coming for you. Lemon screamed and dropped his flashlight. That's just a funny sentence.
Yeah.
Causing the group
cat
to run
on a
away.
cow.
So it's not the figure coming towards them that ran away. It's
It's
Lemon
the-
screaming.
and dropping his flashlight.
Yeah.
The group said they smelled a pungent mist.
What does that mean?
Someone did a little fart.
pungent mist.
How do you smell something and think, mist?
Texture, like it's a little bit. You know when there's mist and you can feel when you breathe in.
Yeah, but it doesn't mention they saw any mist.
No,
They just smell it.
Well, this smells like mist if I've ever smelled it.
And some later said they were nauseated because, I doubt pungent mist.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
nice smell.
I'm gonna assume they didn't sleep, and no sleep generally makes people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone maybe just sprayed their aftershave.
Is that fucking Axe body spray?
This is the part where it becomes even more alien.
Oh,
okay.
The
great.
local sheriff and a deputy had been investigating reports of a crashed aircraft in the area.
Of course they were.
They searched the site of the reported monster, but saw, heard, and smelled nothing. Because they're fucking smart. According to Barker's account, the next day, A. Lee Stewart Jr.
Alien Stuart.
Yeah!
A for
Alien.
Lee for alien. Stewart for Stewart. And Junior because, his dad was senior.
Yeah.
Of the Braxton Democrat. Because now we're getting political.
Yup.
Claimed to have discovered skid marks in the field. And
Someone had an accident.
someone had the shits in the field and an odd gummy
I
deposit.
think we know when the skid marks
I
come.
think when Lemon screamed and dropped his flashlight, he also dropped something else. Which was subsequently attributed by UFO enthusiast groups as evidence of a saucer landing.
Saucy.
I love how saucer. It's in quotes.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Saucer.
Saucer.
The fuck's a saucer? According to former news editor Holt Byrne, which is a name.
Names.
Such a name. Newspaper stories were carried throughout the country. Radio broadcasts were carried on large networks because that's how radio works.
Yup.
Generally, yeah.
And hundreds of phone calls were received from all parts of the country.
Oh, yeah.
The national press. I don't know. I was going to go for an accent there and I just stopped because I realized that was terrible. The National Press Services rated the story number 11 of the year.
What?
Sure.
This creature's sitting somewhere. Oh, number 11's not bad.
Yeah.
It's close to the top 10.
Yeah.
Do better next year. Do better next year.
Better.
I knew I should have gone with the red dress.
I keep
I meant-
saying it's green. It's blue. It's obviously blue. Oh my god.
Oh my god. A minister from Brooklyn, because why not?
Sure.
Came to question the May family.
Wait, a minister?
A minister.
We're getting religious.
Yeah.
Really? Did you see God?
I mean-
Why is he coming to ask them questions about it?
America.
it's an alien. The minister from Brooklyn. is
It's
an alien.
50s America.
I'm
mean,
so
that's-
confused.
In West Virginia.
Born
Yeah.
and raised.
They're like, I would just like a minister to be present because I fear what God has
Of
created.
demons. I keep wanting to read that as
I
Pittsburgh.
tell you what.
I keep wanting to read that as Pittsburgh, but I know it's Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
A Pittsburgh paper
Paper.
sent a special reporter UFO and
I don't want to
Special.
comment on the special thing. It's going to sound terrible.
yeah, it's probably smart not to. UFO and
Fortean?
Fortean.
What does 14 mean? Wikipedia?
Some guy.
Okay, the terms Fortean and
characterize.
Fortean are sometimes used to characterize.
Anomalous phenomena. So
Okay.
weird shit.
A
Weird shit writers.
writer. Yeah.
Okay.
Like Craig Barker and Avon T. Sanderson.
Oh, this is
No.
turning into fucking ancient aliens with fucking Eric Von Daniken and all his lot.
arrived to investigate.
I
So
love
now we
that
get to the what it probably fucking was.
Conventional explanations.
I just want to say
Owl.
you scroll down conventional explanation and there's a picture of a fucking owl.
Yeah.
Because yeah, if you like point a flashlight at any animal's
Yeah.
eyes, don't they reflect really weird?
Oh, we just had a massive there was a flash of lightning and then that was a massive
Big
clap of
thunder.
thunder. Yeah.
It's close.
Oh, going home is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
The joys.
That owl
Holy
is pissed.
shit.
I hope you hear it because for the vibes this would be great, but
It's
it's
not.
still thunder. It's
Yeah, it's thunderous, but it's
and
not.
it's done.
We've had more here where it's like shook the house.
Oh god.
Yeah, there was a night where, like, recently actually, right after we spoke about how you kind of just missed like the night where it didn't stop.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't stop that night, like a couple of days after.
I didn't get that though.
I think we were kind of clear of rain that night, and it just happened to start thundering out of nowhere.
Anyway, as you were saying though, like your explanation of like if you shine like a light on like some sort of animal or something,
Yeah, like, you know, cats. If you shine at a cat in the dark, the eyes, they look like they're lit up.
It's the same if you like point, like even if you record cats and stuff, there's a chance that it'll show like that on video just because of the way the cats and owls and all that reflect light through their eyes.
Or
how science works. Or aliens.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to point out this headline that it's got here. Braxton Cole residents faint, become ill after run-in with weird 10-foot monster.
I love that they make sure to say it's kind of a weird monster.
It's a weird one.
Again, aliens rating it. How fucking dare they? I'm not weird. You came to me first of all.
I'm probably gonna end up like reading through this whole article, so
That's
sorry.
fine.
Yeah,
it's
that's
very
fine.
interesting.
Anyway, conventional explanations are now, after investigating the case in 2000, almost 50 years later,
Oh, God.
48 to be exact.
Joe Nichol of the Committee of Skeptical Inquiry, which that doesn't sound real.
No.
What the fuck does that mean?
We press the link.
The Committee for Skeptical Inquiry.
Formerly known as the Committee for the Scientific Investigation of Claims of the Paranormal.
Oh, I
That's a
do
way better
not take
name.
them seriously anymore.
No. They're just like, there's some weird shit.
I feel
Let's
like
make a committee.
I feel like that entire job is basically, it's not a ghost, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
need a committee for that.
Yeah.
How often does it happen for the committee to be created?
Yeah.
I saw a ghost in the woods. Was it a bear? Was it a bear?
Maybe.
I saw 50 hogs.
Big hogs. But still a hog, Mr. Pearson.
Yes. Look too human to me.
Anyway, they concluded that the bright light in the sky reported by the witnesses on September 12th was most likely a meteor,
I mean, that would explain it.
that the pulsating red light was likely an aircraft navigation or hazard beacon, and that the creature described by witnesses closely resembled an owl.
Yeah, okay,
It's just
but
a fucking owl.
they said it was 10 feet.
That's
I
a
feel
big ass owl.
Like, unless they got their perspective. Hello, Thunder. Unless they got their perspectives all fucking wrong.
Yeah.
I can't remember right, but I think it's like the conventional explanation is that because of like the darkness of like the night and because the
Yeah.
owl's probably on a tree, it looked
Ah,
bigger than
yeah.
I was
it
about to
was.
say, maybe if it's standing on a fence or like on top of a scarecrow to make it very realistic.
If they've
Yeah.
pointed their torch, they've maybe not seen the owl, but seen like the shadow of the owl.
That's I think another possible explanation as well. I'll just read through the whole thing anyway.
Yeah.
Nichols suggested that witnesses' perceptions were distorted by their heightened state of anxiety. Nichols' conclusions were shared by a number of other investigators, including those of the Air Force.
The Air Force made an official statement. Yeah, that rat.
Yeah, that's just a fucking owl.
Air
my guy.
Force!
No, that's just Brady. The night of the September 12th sighting, a meteor had been observed across 3 states: Maryland, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia.
Born and raised.
We keep saying that, but it's West
I
Philadelphia.
know.
Fits.
Fits.
According to Nichol, 3 flashing red aircraft beacons were also visible from the area of the sightings, which could account for descriptions of a pulsating red light and the red tint of the face of the supposed monster.
Well, you'd have to be pretty close for the red tint.
Yeah.
I guess it all depends on like the perspective and what. If you
It
think
depends
it's
on the
close, it could
clouds.
be far away.
Like,
Because you gotta remember, it's probably like pitch black.
Yeah.
it's like from my house, I can see a hill, and on top of the hill, they have a thing with the pulsating red light. And when
Yeah.
it's cloudy, like part of the sky kind of lights
Yeah.
up a bit red.
Yeah.
But to say pulse.
Yeah. Nichol concluded that the shape, movement, and sounds reported by witnesses were also consistent with the silhouette, flight pattern, and call of a startled barn owl perched on a tree limb.
Tree limb.
I said limp for some reason.
I was like, trees can limp.
That's one limp ass tree. If you ask me.
Limping with the
It's
trees.
just a tree fully just like bent
It's the
over.
fucking like what were the Ents from like Lord of the Rings?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Leading researchers to conclude that foliage beneath the owl may have created an illusion of the lower proportions of the creature. So it was leaves. Described as being a pleated green skirt.
Yeah, like the pleats is where it was like, oh come on.
Yeah.
Like pleats are very straight, and you know nature's not that.
No.
You know, it's
Researchers also concluded that the witnesses' inability to agree on whether the creature had arms, combined with May's report of it having small claw-like hands which extended in front of it, so you know, an owl. Also,
I can only imagine like a Minecraft zombie. Like if someone says arms extend forward, that must be their arms are.
Yeah.
Also matched the description of a barn owl with its talons gripping a tree branch. That explains the tiny little hands.
Yeah, I thought of like, what if there's fucking branches?
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
So according to skeptic Ryan Hopped, even though local boy Max Lockhart,
Professional local boy,
admitted he had driven around the site hoping to see something. I almost said that's hopping. Hoping to see something in his Chevy truck. Paranormal investigators concluded that the tracks, oily residue, and bits of a rubbery substance must have been left by the creature and not the truck.
Yeah, there was a truck up here. No, it's definitely a ghost.
Nah,
I love the previous guy was like skid marks, rubbery substance,
aliens.
It's like car, no.
Humped explains nausea reported by some of the witnesses as a symptom consistent with hysteria and overexertion.
Yeah.
Exertion.
I think if you're scared, you're gonna get nauseous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this chair that they've got.
They made a chair in honor
Of the Flatwoods
that welcomes
monster.
visitors near the town hall.
Weirdly enough, it reminds me of like aliens in like older movies.
Yeah.
I think because the thing is like, obviously because the Flatwood monster is like spread around and stuff, it sort of has bled into pop culture a lot. Because these like aliens pop up in like mainly video games as like an Easter egg, but like they can pop up.
Yeah.
Because I know going back to Majora's Mask again, weirdly enough today. There's like a quest in like Majora's Mask that causes like you to defend a farm against like alien like creatures that look exactly like these. So it sort of bled into pop culture, even though it probably was an owl.
The interesting thing I think about this is like, I look at this picture of the chair. If you don't just go to the Wikipedia article, it's like near
the bottom. There's like it's at the legacy section at the time of recording.
And there's an episode of Parks and Rec where there's like a doomsday group who like always gather at a certain time of the year because they're like end of the world,
it's gonna end today.
and they have a
I
barbecue,
remember,
and I just imagine that they'd have that on the flyer,
Yeah.
Oh,
or they would be
100%.
sitting on that chair.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sit on the throne.
Alien throne. I think legacy just goes into like that sort of pop culture.
Yeah.
thing,
The Legend of the Flatwoods Monster has also inspired media beyond West Virginia. The video games Fallout 76 and Everybody's Golf 4.
Yeah. Or if you're American, Hot Shots Golf 4 because. Yeah.
Hot Shots Golf 4.
I don't know why they've changed it, but all I can remember is like this Kid Icarus video where he talked about that, and one of the comments was just, "Of course we didn't call it Everybody's Golf 4. Everybody can't have golf. That's socialism." Which is now my explanation for that change.
Oh, there's a documentary about it.
Wow.
Yeah. The Flatwoods Monster: A Legacy of Fear.
Produced by Small Town
Oh, it's
Monsters.
like one of the episodes in a series. That's
Yeah.
History Channel.
Of course.
yeah.
Project Blue Book titled "The Flatwoods Monster is blazed." Is blazed on the
Fucking
Flatwoods
blazed.
incident.
Oh, it's a drama.
Oh, never mind.
History Channel.
Channel. Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
For sure.
It sort of shows how like a very, given the right circumstances,
I'm sorry, we're just looking at the Wikipedia
the picture on Wikipedia.
Like,
It's
again, I don't want to say they have massive gains, but I don't.
you're obsessed with
They-
massive games.
No, but look at
gains
their
today.
chest. They're fucking bulky.
They are swole.
They could have shoulder pads on under that dress.
How
It looks
dare
like a
you.
robot with like this. Part.
Yeah.
Like I told you, the picture on the Wikipedia, I implore you to look at it because it legit looks like someone just looked at all the shapes that are available on Photoshop and just were like, how to create.
And then went into like the edit layer and it was just like textures embossed.
To me, it really does look like a 60s era Doctor Who monster.
I could see this in an episode of Doctor Who, yeah.
I mean, it could be, in classic Who.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah,
it's interesting.
God, yeah. Well, this one, same as mine, like it kind of impacted the city a bit. You know, it becomes known for that. And I'll be talking about the Headless Horseman, which I think everyone knows. Because
classic.
Yeah, I lived in
legend.
the town next to Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
Very boring town. Overrated. It's very sad that.
Do we need to explain again that you're not actually American?
Lived for a bit.
Your poor Dutch soul.
Yeah. Look, it's in that area because it's upstate New York. There's a lot of like Dutch colonial like architecture. And
oh yeah, because the Dutch got there first.
Yeah, because it used to be New Amsterdam and stuff. Obviously.
Correct.
I know my history.
So yeah, it's very fun. I think I talked about it to you guys. They have in the town over, Terrytown, the town next to Sleepy Hollow. They have an annual Halloween parade that's led by the Headless Horseman. Yeah, which is I think a fun tradition. I'm like, why don't you do the Sleepy Hollow? But okay.
Yeah, that seems a bit odd.
I think Sleepy Hollow. It's a very small town. The town isn't much bigger, but it is bigger.
The only possible way I've come close to being in Sleepy Hollow is like it's an area in Assassin's Creed Rogue.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's like you don't really go there that often. It's like a very small thing you can go to.
Fair enough.
It has like a bridge, and if you do like a side quest, you get like the best guns in the game there.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, during my research, I found out there's multiple versions.
Yeah, that sounds about right for
Yeah.
something from then.
Yeah, and so I found
because this is like 100-year-old legend.
Oh, it's extremely old, older than that. And like, there's apparently an Irish version, but also a Scottish version.
Yeah, I was gonna say because like it's most commonly associated with America, but there is like a kind of
from the Battle at Glen
Proto-myths?
or on the Isle of Mull.
Because I think there was like I don't think they know the original origin of it specifically, but I think they've kind of traced it almost as far back as like the Vikings.
Yeah.
And like that it's sort of done that kind of spread.
Yeah. Like oral
history.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I hate to say it, but if you see a very short person for the timeline that has like a hooded cape or something on to where it looks like their shoulders are where their head's supposed to be, my first reaction would probably be, where's the fucking head at?
Yes.
I mean, going back then when you're less educated than people are now and more superstitious of an age, you're likely going to go, headless person!
My God!
It's a ghost!
Yeah, so like I can understand where it comes from, kind of. Like I would see it and make sense of it. It's more easy to explain.
Yeah. It's a simple,
It's not the Flatwoods monster.
No, it's certainly not.
No, but the Flatwoods monster was a trap.
And so the legend of the Headless Horseman, which was also known as the Headless Hessian of the Hollow.
What'd you call me?
A Hessian, which is a German soldier who served in the auxiliaries.
Cool.
Yeah, interesting. Because it was around the end of the 18th century that this urban legend kind of started.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
And
that is actually interesting.
It says it began in the Sleepy Hollow, where we all know it from, which is upstate New York. And it was the traditional folklore holds that the horseman was the German soldier, and they said he was killed in the Battle of White Plains. Lovely city. Lovely city.
She's still not American.
No, still not. No. On the 28th of October, 1776, which is so specific.
Of course, it's
76.
Yep, of course. It says that he was decapitated by an American cannonball.
Decapitated by it?
Yes.
That's one hell of a shot.
What? Yeah, you gotta have great aim.
I don't know if it was specifically aimed for him, but
now
that's incredible bad luck then.
Yeah, like I read it as I was like, I always just assume sword.
Yeah, I assumed he got his head chopped off.
Yeah, but no.
I mean, I think like from like movies I hear about that is the story, because like you just
whether
it's by accident or not.
Yeah.
from like this legend, I mean, of course, stories vary and everything, but it says cannibal, and it just makes me think of this poor German guy who came to the US to fight a battle that's not his, and then just gets a fucking cannibal to the face.
Yeah, what the fuck?
It's like a comedy sketch.
Yeah.
It's almost a comedy stick. Like, I could see this happening in like a Monty Python sketch.
Yeah, exactly. It feels very Monty Python.
Message for you, sir.
Like, and eventually, he was dead. They buried him in the cemetery of the Old Dutch Church.
I mean, I'd be surprised if he wasn't dead.
But yeah, they buried him in the Old Dutch Church of Sleepy Hollow. Dutch Church. You girls Dutch.
Represent.
Represent.
Death represent.
Church. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, zombie Dutch.
It's now said that he rises from there as a malevolent ghost, furiously seeking his lost head.
Where's my head? I want my head.
And wielding a jack-o'-lantern as a temporary replacement. This is the best word. And/or a weapon. Which
You know what's even funnier? It's up until like the last 100 years that jack-o'-lanterns have been like pumpkins.
Yeah.
It used to be a turnip.
Yeah.
So imagine this guy
Yeah.
just throwing a flaming turnip at people.
Like, I just want to know, how do you use it as a weapon? Like, how are you... He
Just throw it at people, yeah.
just like yeet.
Like, just imagine this figure. Like, you see him from the back, so he looks like a normal person with just very old clothing, I suppose. Turns around, pumpkin for head, then grabs pumpkin head and just kind of chucks it at you.
It sounds like a Dark Souls enemy.
Yeah, like it's like a Molotov cocktail sort of like weapon, and like after it's like hits someone, another one just grows out.
Yeah, it's just so weird. Like, everything is very unclear because it's very old. But just to have it can be used as a head and or
A weapon.
a weapon.
A weapon.
Like, maybe.
The thing
But
is,
wait, there's more.
every time I think of like the Headless Horseman, I usually think of him like carrying
Yeah, it's
the.
I've
It's a
heard
weird
like
thing,
both,
it's
but like the
both, yeah.
popular image is him like holding it or
Yeah.
like carrying it.
like there's an SNL skit they made recently about this where there's just two guys that want to meet the ghost because they have a very important question to ask him, and so they finally find him and they're like, you know, have you ever thought, you know, could you possibly put your head, like, could you suck your own?
The natural question that pops up eventually.
And I was like, that's where you, peacock. It's like the question everyone's been asking for centuries.
Is the answer is it doesn't feel like that. It feels like the other way.
Like the Headless Horns was like, no, I've never thought. Never.
And he's just like, there's a flame in there. No.
Like,
I want you to know this is not my actual head.
like in this particular rendition they chose, he was carrying his own actual head. So they had
his
an
own
actor
head.
Okay.
there. It was just the visualization of him, because they put him in a suit that pretended, so his head was all the way down, very close to his crotch, and it was just kind of like, no, I would never. What?
No, who would do that?
Oh my god! Why would you even suggest that? That's so rude.
Not once. I've never thought about it.
So yeah, it's very short because if you get into all like the media has been portrayed, it just gets too crazy.
Yeah.
I think we all mostly know about him. Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of the iconic
I think it's
ones.
definitely iconic.
Yeah, definitely. There's so much like pop culture around it.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I guess we're coming back round to me.
Back around to you.
What do you
Let's
guys?
do time warp again.
Yeah. So do you guys want Humans Can Lick 2 or Polybius?
Polybius.
Polybius.
Come on, Polybius.
Sure.
Do you
I just saw
know-
licking. And I was like, no
Yeah.
thanks.
For some reason, Humans Can Lick 2 is also called Licking on Creepypasta's website.
You just put lick and I'm like, no.
I'm good.
So do you know what Polybius is, Melina? No. Oh, okay. An uninitiated.
It's time for the gamers.
The gamers.
Gamer
Educate.
time.
Gamers
Gamer
rise
TM.
up.
No girls allowed.
Gamers rise up.
Good old gamers.
Yeah, so Polybius is an urban legend about a rare arcade game released in 1981. It doesn't actually exist. Just putting that out there.
What?
I wanna before we even start, I want to heavily recommend the Ahoy video on this subject.
Very
that
good
goes
video.
Very much into detail on how the myth started
Yeah.
and the origin and all that. So
yeah.
we're talking about it in the more general urban legend sense, though.
Excuse me.
But if you want to know the origin of how it started in actuality,
yes,
go watch that video.
Yes. The game was created by a mysterious company called Sinneslotion.
I like that you're looking at me, but yeah.
You've
that's
helped
how
with
I've
the
heard it
pronunciation of
pronounced.
German words before.
I'd say, yeah.
It's just German, but a bit to the left.
What? No, yeah, basically.
Sinneslotion.
So says I, the
double
clearly informed man.
The double dots above the O usually mean an
Yeah.
sound, right?
Oh.
Oh no, wait, it's the U where it's oo, like Uber.
Sinneslotion is usually how I've
Sinneslotion.
heard, but how true it is?
Yeah, German for Sensation. And was a puzzle shoot 'em up, somewhat like Tempest. Yeah, it's basically Tempest, which was like one of the first vector graphic video games.
Yeah.
Where it had like lines going into the screen, and you were a plane
It's a
or
shooter,
spaceship,
basically.
and you would go around and you would shoot and try and dodge.
Yeah.
It was only released in a few suburbs of Portland, Oregon. You know, the best place for government fuckery
And creepy shit.
and creepy shit.
Watch Gravity Falls.
It was supposedly very popular, with people forming long lines to play it. However, players reported strange things about the game, such as hearing a woman crying and seeing grotesque faces out of the corner of their eyes. What?
That's just every Wednesday for me.
Yeah. Players would also have nightmares, experience nausea, headaches, blackouts, or even develop amnesia. Some even committed suicide. Others stopped playing.
Why is it always suicide?
It's always suicide. Others stopped playing
I'm
video.
starting to think there's a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a natural people response. I'm fucking freaked out. Bye.
Yeah. Others stopped playing video games altogether, and at least one became an anti-video game activist because
Jack
it was
Thompson.
the
Is
80s.
that a thing? An anti-video game?
It
Oh, yeah.
was in the 80s.
I mean,
Like,
not so much anymore.
No.
Yeah.
But it was, and I want to say it sort of really died out in the 2000s.
Yeah.
I want to
remember,
say Suburban Mom Jackie something would still.
It's one of those things that led to the creation of like ratings boards across the world for video games and stuff.
I'm saying 2000 because I'm mainly remembering GTA, that scandal. And I think
Yeah.
the lawyer was called Jack Thompson. who,
Yeah.
did a personal crusade against San Andreas specifically.
Yeah, because of the hot coffee mod.
Which wasn't even in the game.
I mean, it wasn't accessible.
Still,
It was on the disc in the original versions.
it was in the data, but it was cut.
Yeah,
And,
you couldn't access it unless you modded the game.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a
Look, you're
bit more
arguing
invalid.
with people who wanted to just do
I know.
anything
I
to
know.
take their videos. According to one owner of an arcade, men wearing black suits would often come to collect records from the game.
How?
Here's the government showing up.
Do they just go into the machine itself and just grab some paper?
That how often did they come to collect it? Because if it's got one of those kind of, the kind of Richter scale printout things, it's a lot of paper. Where's it going?
Yeah.
Where are they gonna get
Even-
it from?
Even back then, data wasn't as easily stored.
Yeah. Plus-
USB drives wasn't,
No, they had probably had floppy disks at best.
which
Yeah.
don't carry that much information. So
no.
they'd have to come in if there were people in line for this.
Yeah.
Daily.
Yeah.
More maybe.
They did not take any money, simply data on gameplay, and I don't think anyone would have known that. What are you doing? Just here's my data.
Yeah, it's
my
just
data.
kind of free game.
Yeah.
Ah.
Because of this, the leading theory is that it was some sort of government experiment using subliminal messages.
Of course.
Yes.
The game remains in obscurity as around 1 month after its release, all of the cabinets suddenly disappeared. One cabinet reappeared in an arcade in 1988, but quickly disappeared again. While some have tried to recreate the game, no one has ever found the original ROM.
I've never heard the one cabinet reappear
I
in arcade in 1998.
Heard
before.
that somewhere, but I think it's just a dumb addition.
That feels like it's sort of in response to when people found out that the information on the game doesn't really go back until only goes back that far.
Yeah. Because you can only track it back to the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually go back to the date
like anywhere close, so it feels like, well, the reason for that is it popped up again and
Yeah.
then disappeared for reasons.
Yeah. The game can be found for download on Cinesplosion's website. It can't. It's like it's a fan recreation. It's basically Tempest.
Yeah. I was about to say, they just said it couldn't be found. Then it's like, well, the game can be found here online. I was like, well, maybe say a remake.
I can't remember if it's like a full remake one or it's the one that's like April Fools when you try and like start up the game.
I think this is the recreation one. So yeah, since it's urban legend flowered into the phenomenon that is today, there have been many alleged sightings of the Polybius game, as well as a few short videos about it. It's basically a little bit of a Mandela effect, where when it became like well known, you'd have people who were from around that area going, "Oh, I think I remember that."
Yeah, like substituting memories of other games
Yeah.
into this because they sound similar enough.
Because then you start getting all the sort of very different reports of like what you experienced when playing it, and like no one's been able to nail down exactly what the game. I mean, the game doesn't exist; it never did. It's just an urban legend.
We made it up.
Yeah, I'm surprised though. There's not as much detail in here as I thought there would be about it.
Yeah,
Because like there was always like stuff about like, oh, what were the government doing with the data? Was it for training the military or was it
mind control?
Mind
Going
control.
into the MK Ultra stories, which
Yeah.
were going around at the time.
Yeah, because there was theories about MK Ultra. There's theories about military. There's theories about other shit. It got
Probably
kind of
something to do with Satan.
probably
Yeah.
it got dumb eventually.
Yeah, good old satanic panic.
Yeah, I love how the screenshot, as seen in the only screenshot, it says Cinesplosion. Thanks to Google Translate, it means Senselite. Possibly this could explain the amnesia.
Wow.
The fuck does that mean?
It's more like sense loss.
Yeah, it says
Yeah.
sensory deprivation's the
Yeah.
closer.
Yeah.
Could also think of it as
Mind
mind-numbing
numbing
or brain scrambling, but otherwise, fantastic post. Said that comment.
That's recent as well.
Yeah. It's funny as well because the screenshot used on this like Wikipedia article, we also don't fully know the origin of like how it was made.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it could be a bit doctored. Like the letters
yeah,
look a
that's
bit too clear.
that's
for
usually
the
like
quality
the
of
common
image.
like
Yeah.
thing. Like it's just like a picture of an actual old cabinet because
Yeah.
it's so low quality and it's black and white. It's hard to tell, but
Yeah.
it's usually accepted that this is a Photoshop like logo.
Yeah.
You can. I'd say you could tell a bit, but you know, it
'Cause
could
I'll-
just be a very nice
Yeah,
logo.
because a lot of cabinets were designed like that back then. The joystick and like the one button.
Yeah. Back to the Ahoy video again. He was able to like pinpoint like the style of cabinets it was used by what company. I think it was like Namco or something.
Nice.
To like narrowed it down, but he says that like it could be a refurbished cabinet, like custom made, or it could be any of them, and it's just photoshopped on.
Yeah.
It's just too low quality and black and white to tell.
Yeah. So that's the story of Polybius.
I know.
So how are we doing? I think we've got time for one more.
One more. Okay. I'm gonna look at my list real quick to remember what I put up here. I did sort of imply at the beginning that I sort of had my own local
Oh
like,
yeah.
myth, didn't I? So I guess I could go into that. This one, I wouldn't say is professionally written as the other ones or anything, because this is coming from straight word of mouth from people I know. But like, in the area of Edinburgh that I live, which is sort of like the outskirts. I don't want to dox myself right now.
Yeah.
My address is.
P.O. Box. But like the sort of area, man, is near Craigmillar Castle, which is like a more ruined sort of castle. It's not got a roof or anything.
Yeah.
It's sometimes used for like filming like movies. Like I know Outlaw King with like Chris Pine on Netflix
nice.
filmed there for a bit. I know that because I saw like the sets and stuff. I was just walking around with like, my dad. But this was like a few months ago. My mum, her partner, and like we were walking our dog like just around there, and like they just told me that apparently when they were kids they heard legends of like the Green Lady that lived in like Craigmillar Castle's ruins. To give it like a just sort of shortly. I didn't get much out of it because we didn't go like a full conversation. Obviously, I didn't have like a pen and notebook.
Yeah,
like
telling me more about
dissecting this in case this kind of episode ever popped up, because this was before we were. This was like at the beginning of like the year, so we didn't even have the idea we were doing this yet. But they heard when they were kids that like if you were a kid and you wandered around like the castle, like once it started to get dark, this sort of witch like figure would like come out of the castle and just sort of take you away. To do I don't know what.
That's classic, like
it's
parents.
classic,
yeah.
Don't go in the abandoned castle. You're gonna get hurt.
Be home before dark, or you will be kidnapped.
Yeah, from the way they described it, they heard it from like it was just general know-how like back then. But I remember hearing about it and I was like, huh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
that's like my own sort of personal local legend right there. I'd never heard of it. Nobody I know has heard about it apart from them. But it could just be like an older generation sort of thing, like because that was just a thing you did when you had nothing else to do. You just told stories.
Yeah.
So that's sort of interesting. Like I said, that was a really short one.
No, that's fine. That's very
actually
interesting.
Reminded me of there's one for here. Fuck. There's one here from my. There's one for here in my local town. One of the schools. The town primary school. It's literally like it's got the town name. It's that primary school. And I didn't go.
I'm kind of tempted to just have you edit and redacted at Castle now.
Yeah,
but
I feel like it's general.
The fact that I said Edinburgh, like
we all know where in Edinburgh. People know.
You know, if people are able to track me down just by saying I live in a sort of not too far away from Craigmillar Castle, I'd be impressed.
That would be impressive, yeah.
And then I'd tell them to go far away from me.
Yeah, I'm not saying my entire town, because I am in a small town that's, not very big. Very easy to find if you know where it is. But yeah, so the school, which you can actually see just peeking up above the roofs.
So you've confirmed you live close to the school.
How dare you.
And it's like a very old building. I don't know how old. And it's not the school I went to, but there's an urban legend, and I'm going to have to try and remember this as best as possible, because I haven't heard it since I was a kid. But I believe the story goes that one of the music teachers tripped and fell down the stairs and died.
Oh.
And now haunts the school.
Oh.
And you can hear the piano in the music room occasionally being played. And there was one time, I think, where it either fell down the stairs or it's weird. The school has like this very strange setup where they've got like a kind of small hall and there's a stage, and up above it is the music room.
Yeah.
And there's like two walkways that kind of run along this small hall with like meeting hall, concert hall, whatever.
Yeah.
And apparently the piano like came from one of those walkways and like fell down. And
this kind of sounds like a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Yeah, that part I don't believe, but like I always found the music teacher, dying, and then like the piano.
Yeah.
I always found that interesting.
That is interesting.
Because I didn't go to that school, so I don't know.
Fuck him.
Yeah. Know nothing about it.
Yeah.
You mean the redacted school wasn't your school?
The school I went to is not like old enough to have many urban legends or anything like that.
I mean, the school I went to while I lived in the US had a lot of stories because it used to be a nunnery.
Oh, okay, that's great.
Yeah, it was like the main building was very old. I mean, I don't care if I say it's like in Terrytown, it's Marymount. It's Marymount Avenue. I don't know the name of the building. It's on top of a hill. It's very beautiful, but
Mary Mouse.
But like the main buildings used to be a nunnery, and they had some of the like church benches still around, and to scare you, like the people that worked there would say the ghosts of the nuns are still around. But very few people actually like had rooms in that building. They made extra buildings next to it to have more students and stuff. So only a very small amount of people was actually in the building. Nothing ever happened. It was just kind of a story they would tell, because we had a lot of people that would kind of come by for only a week. So it's like, haven't you heard? You haven't heard? Be careful about going by yourself.
There's an old hospital that's actually no longer there. I think they've completely torn it down now. Called Bangor. That was originally the county's like hospital. But before that, I think it was an asylum, and then it was turned into a hospital. My mum and I think my dad. No, my dad was born somewhere else. My mum, I think, was born there. Maybe my uncle as well. But yeah, for years it was abandoned because it had been closed down, and another hospital was opened up, and like you could go in. I mean, you weren't supposed to, but you could fully just go in.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was always stories about, you know, oh, it's haunted because it was originally an asylum, and there was like, it was old. There was old buildings you could go see and stuff like that. You know, had the vibes. Yeah, Scotland's great for all that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah. Like,
Edinburgh's just fucking chocked full of it.
Oh yeah, like 'cause you've got like the caverns underneath and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if I started talking about like my personal part, I get too close to home.
Yeah, you've got the
I'm already feel like I'm sort of pushing it with like mentioning.
Yeah,
the castle that's near
you got Greyfriars Kirkyard, which you know has the paupers pits, and then also the is it Bloody Mackenzie? The ghost that haunts the Greyfriars Kirkyard.
I feel like I've heard that. Yeah.
Because there's a mausoleum. Is that a mausoleum? I think is the name for like where someone was buried, and it's like very fancily done up.
I think it could be mausoleum.
Yeah, and so there's like one there in the ground. It's like in the middle, along the wall, and it's like you know you're supposedly you can hear stuff, and like his ghost comes out at night and all that shit. And then you've got the actual kind of like tombs that are gated off, but you can go in if you take a tour. They're fucking boring though.
Yeah. I've been on one. It's not.
Yeah, they just take you in and then they jump scare you at the end. And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, Edinburgh has so many. It's like I did a video project last year, and like we looked for an abandoned building. I was like, so easy to find. I mean, we wanted one where we could have like we knew the owner of the building, safety precautions and everything, because when you're shooting, you have to do risk assessments.
Yeah, it's fun.
And so we found a nice building kind of outside of Edinburgh that was going to be renovated. They're like, oh, we're just, you know, it's stable. Like, the floors have been poured and everything. It just looks messy. There's a bit of glass everywhere. Just take a broom with you, get that out of the way and everything. And you have so many great shooting locations.
Yeah.
Kind of creepy. Used to be a hospital, so.
Yeah. Anywhere that used to be a hospital is always a little creepy to go around.
Heighten that, it's like an old asylum.
Or an old asylum,
Yeah, I told him, look, as soon as it gets dark, I'm out of there.
Yeah.
So we started shooting at like 9 a.m.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. I want to get the early hours.
Coward.
Yes.
So yeah, I think that
does us for this episode. Yeah, we talked about a good variety near the end there.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for listening to another special episode of Nap where we talked about urban legends.
Yeah, which was an interesting one.
Yeah.
Tell us your favorite urban legends. Wait, I still haven't mentioned. We're now available on YouTube.
It took you this long.
It took me this long. I knew there was notes I had to write for these episodes. Yes, so it's been for a while, but you can find every episode available on YouTube. They come out day and date as the podcast platforms. I almost said Spotify, but I don't want to show preference.
We know that's where you're likely listening.
Yeah, if you want to listen on Amazon Music, why?
We're not judging you, but
Thank
still,
you. But why? So yeah, if you're listening on us as on a podcast platform, but you're not really attached to one and you'd prefer to listen to us on YouTube, you can do. Anime Lane is also in the same position. You can go and listen to it on YouTube as well as all the other funky platforms.
I think you mentioned this on an anime, like your last
mentioned it solo, yeah. Haven't mentioned it on here yet though. And what we're going to start doing from now on, I think we mentioned this, or we discussed this anyway, we're going to start linking both podcasts in the description of each other, if that sentence makes any sense. So Anime Lane will be linked here for Nap and
vice versa.
Anime and don't know, we have an anime podcast.
We do.
Yeah.
It's where I make these guys watch stuff.
It's where we become the Padawans of the Weeble.
Yes. So yeah, I think that's everything. I suddenly just remembered I had to mention that.
Well, you have now.
I have now.
Congrats.
I hope you don't wish you just watched this on YouTube now, but for next time.
For next time. Maybe listen to the full 2 hour long episode that we've recorded over there. That'll be great for metrics. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
That's our possibly second, possibly third or fourth.
Yeah.
Halloween episode.
Yes. But if you are listening to this on YouTube, comment down below what your favorite urban legend is.
Yeah.
Bye.
I'd
genuinely
love to learn
curious.
more.
Yeah.